For nearly 4 decades, the public's been fixated on a single composite of a man wanted for the kidnapping and murder of Rachel Runyan. Now, the family says there's another composite that seems to have been forgotten.
Here, it's specifically looking African American. That's going to make people think, oh, we're looking for an African American.
The suspect kidnaps and murders Rachel Runyan and has never been caught. In 1982, Rachel's brother and another 10-year-old witnessed the kidnapping. Both helped police create the composite that's been shown from the outset.
And I wanted them to change some things, but they wouldn't. And then it wasn't until I was older and met with the FBI years later, and they said, well, it was because the other kid was 10 and they figured he knew better. And so.
But the family's private investigator discovers another composite made by Sunset Police, but disappears from the public eye.
Clearly, this rendering looks a little different as far as ethnicity.
At the time, Justin Runyan's only 5 years old.
I had a really hard time describing because it was like he was between Mexican and black. It was really light-skinned black guy. So I didn't know of all the other races that were out there.
But 38 years later, Runyan says there's still something wrong with this latest image.
I'd tell the I don't know, composite artist, you know, it needs a gap in his mustache, or needs certain little criticisms on what I thought the composite had wrong.
ABC4's art department alters the forgotten composite to reflect the gap in the mustache. It better resembles what Justin Runyan remembers seeing.
I believe it. The tip that we got was a local.
The private investigator meets with the Runyan family Thursday on the anniversary of Rachel's kidnapping. He tells them of a possible person of interest who resembles the second composite. Back in 1982, Justin Runyan recalls the stranger wanting Rachel to get ice cream from the local Bobco grocery store. It's something the investigators say only a community member would know.
I think if they would have stayed focused in the Sunset community, probably wouldn't be doing this 38 years later. So it's a local. It has to be a local. He mentioned Bobco's.
The forgotten composite may have helped solve this mystery years ago, but Runyan isn't casting blame.
There's no blame on that. It was just everybody was doing the best they could at the time. So.
Recently, the chief of police of Sunset confirmed that there is a person of interest they're now investigating that closely resembles that second composite. They're also obtaining DNA to see if this is their guy. For the Justice Files, Marcus Ortiz, ABC4 News.